Hi, this is Elisa Endy, and this is my video on scaffolding for EDSU 532 Content Area Literacy. Today I am working with my tutee, Isabella, on academic vocabulary and the acquisition of academic vocabulary through the use of a Frayer model. So, Isabella, we have been working on measurements and statistics. We have been learning lots of different vocabulary items, and I know we got to this lesson on mean, median, mode, and range. It's hard to even keep all of those together, but when we saw all those words, you were a little bit startled, right? Were you a little bit taken aback? You can talk.
Yes.
Okay. So it was a lot to take in because there's lots of different words. They're new words to you, and they represent different math functions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully what I'm going to be helping you with today will help you make sense of these words so that you can use them a little bit better in your everyday math. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So have you ever used a Frayer model?
No.
You haven't. Okay, let me show you what they are, and I will show these on the video as well. So this is the Frayer model. Today we're going to be exploring mean, range, which I've already completed as just an example for Isabella, and then mode and median. So before our session began, I let Bella choose, and she wanted to do mean because that is the most challenging of the four terms that we have. But we will go through and complete all of these together, but for the purpose of this video, we will be completing the mean. And Bella will be utilizing her math book and just my modeling assistance in this process. All right, Isabella, sorry about that. We have mean. Now, can you look in your math notebook and read the definition of mean?
The mean of a data set is the sum of the values divided by the number of values.
Okay, so that's a lot of words, right?
Yeah.
How would you word that? What would you define mean as using your own words?
Adding all the numbers up and then dividing them.
By what?
How the number of how many there are.
Yeah, okay. So let's start writing a workable definition for you. You can see, and I have a little example here for you on range. And what I put for range is the difference between the greatest value and the smallest value. Mm-hmm. Okay? So something just nice and easy that you can remember. Okay, so Bella is working on her workable definition of the word mean, and I will have her read it to you right now.
Adding all the numbers and dividing them however many there are.
Okay, so is that something you'll be able to remember?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now we're moving on to the second portion. Here on range, for characteristics, I put range is a difference of the largest and the smallest number, and it's just one value. You're not going to have all these different numbers to represent range. You're just going to have one number. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what I mean by characteristics. Mm-hmm. Okay? So what are some characteristics of mean?
The sum of the numbers.
Okay, it starts with the sum of the numbers. We can write that. Okay, so Bella's writing down some of the numbers, sum as an S-U-M, not S-O-M-E, which she wrote correctly. I'm just clarifying for the sake of the video. And then what else? It's not just the sum, though. Now what does it become? What do you do with the sum?
You divide them.
Mm-hmm. So you divide by how many numbers there are. And Bella is just writing that right now. Okay, now Isabella, is there anything else that you think would be a characteristic of mean? Okay, let me ask you a question. We've already kind of studied these terms. We're kind of doing this video after we have studied these terms, so we're kind of doing it a little backwards. But does it matter what order I put the numbers in for mean? Because, you know, for range, for mode, for median, we have to arrange the numbers from smallest to largest. Does it matter with mean?
No.
So is that another characteristic of mean?
Yes.
Okay. So she's writing down, order doesn't matter. Okay, what's an example of mean? And that's the next part of our Frayer model. So for the example of range, I have them ordered from smallest to largest, because for range you do need to order the numbers from smallest to largest. And then I show how range is completed by taking the largest number minus the smallest number. Now, if you're having a hard time finding an example, you can use your book and find an example of mean and write that down. Okay, so Isabella's going ahead and writing an example. For the sake of time, we're going to move on to a non-example right now, and let me just show your work thus far. Isabella is writing down some numbers that she's going to take the sum of, and then she'll divide them by how many numbers there are. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so that will prove to be her example for mean. But the last one, and a little bit tricky, Bella, what's a non-example of mean? What is something that does not represent a mean? Or an average, because that's what really we're taking.
Or subtracting instead of adding.
There you go. That would be a great non-example. What would be another good non-example? Multiplying. Good. So you're kind of working with some inverse operations here, right? Good job. So in this short lesson, we've described how to use the Frayer model to learn academic vocabulary, and then hopefully through this, Isabella will have a tool that she can use in the future, that she can keep in her interactive notebook, and that she can reference for her use. Thank you.